Time now for your forewarned weather with Cedric Haynes.
All right, welcome back. Let's talk about that forecast once again. We showed you the time lapse.
Yeah.
Of the inversion.
We love the time lapse.
Through. It looks like, from what I noticed there, that overnight it seems to clear up a little bit.
Yeah.
Not look as bad.
It doesn't look as bad, and then it depends on where you are, because some places then, if you're closer to the water areas, like the Great Salt Lake and stuff, then you get the dense fog that develops. Then that mixes with the smog, and so it gets a little bit of relief, but then it just builds back up once everybody gets moving again. So that's why we tell you to, carpool if you can avoid getting out and doing anything that's going to cause any emissions in the air. It's always good.
Tomorrow, maybe? Would you guys all want to ride in together? I mean,
I come in so early.
No, we said that Cedric would
Cedric, you're getting it.
Yeah, I'm not up when I come in.
I also offered your services to the GT ladies as well.
I appreciate it. I know.
Did you hear?
Hey, at 2 o'clock,
we're going to save 6 emissions.
Yes.
Yeah.
We roll out at 2 o'clock. Everybody load up. That's it.
Good.
There we go. We'll be ready.
I'll be waiting out front.
Okay.
Might as well have some bagels ready. Let's make it a whole thing.
Cedric's school bus.
We'll do a report. Hey, you heard of the Magic School Bus. Hey, let's see. Let's get right to it here and show you what's going on here. This is I look at the inversion box again, and in case you were wondering, the inversion is still there. I know you wonder if it changed over the past few minutes, but nope. Still there. We've got that haze covering most of the valleys, depending on where you are, but really from north to south in some degree. Hazy skies remain, and that means that we still have that reduced air quality that is showing up out there as well. So just take it easy out there. Again, if you can avoid exercising outside today, probably a good idea. Again, some folks do have to work out in this, and if you have to, again, some kind of bandana, some kind of mask, it's always good to cover instead of breathing in all the stuff, because it's a bunch of yuckiness that's out there right now. Temperatures in the 30s and 40s. We've got 39 in Salt Lake City, 35 in Wendover, 36 degrees over at Heber, 44 at Price, 51 degrees in Emory, 44 at Cedar City, and about 50 in St. George right now. All right, here's a look at the weather map. We've got this big ridge of high pressure that continues to remain anchored off of the West Coast. I've been showing you this map here since last week, and sure enough, a lot has changed, a lot has not changed here across the western half of the country. Everything is going up and around us here, and you can see where the active weather comes down here on the downsloping winds. That's actually picking up and creating high winds. If we had some of this wind energy over our area, we would not have the inversion because we'd mix up the air, but we don't have that. So therefore, the air just remains stagnant. Everything that tries to build up and escape or ventilate in the atmosphere just gets trapped underneath that inversion layer. It's an invisible line in the air. And so we get stuck with conditions like this with the haze. And so we're still seeing that here across most of northern Utah, but you can see the concentration of the greatest amount of energy here, or I guess I should say concentration of the ozone here and pollutants is now from Salt Lake City and points north, as opposed to yesterday it was more Salt Lake City and points south. Still, really everybody from the Salt Lake Valley up north are dealing with this activity here. You can see we've got the greatest concentration, though, now from West Valley City, Kearns, over towards the Murray area, just around the West Jordan area. That's where you really make that round, that turn there around the bend there on 215 there, approaching West Jordan. You can see the mountains. Well, you can't see much because it's pretty thick there. And notice here, right around the west side of Salt Lake City here now, starting to see a little orange popping up. So that's the beginnings of our unhealthy category. So we're teetering on that moderate to unhealthy now, and it will likely get into that unhealthy category here by the time we get towards this afternoon. Stay that way as we go into your Friday as well. We may see, fingers crossed, a little relief by Saturday if we can get a little boundary to kind of back in from the back door, is what we like to say here, as it sneaks on in from the opposite direction, shifting the winds, giving us a little bit of a breeze, enough to try to mix up the air, but it won't completely get rid of the haze and the inversion. It's going to take until a storm system can roll through. Right now, the best chance of that looks to be next Thursday or Friday, but I'll tell you, even though there's a chance of some wet weather associated with this system, I'm not necessarily encouraged by what I'm seeing right now. But the chance is there. That's our next chance for a storm system. So, yeah, we've picked up a tenth of an inch in Salt Lake City. Should have 25 inches. You picked up half an inch in Provo, but you should have 22 inches. And you can see some of the big winners, Cedar City with 8 inches, along with Logan with 8 inches. But obviously we are way behind, folks, and there is no snow in the forecast here through the weekend, and really, honestly, looking ahead farther than that anytime soon. But there is snow in the forecast for the southeast, including the Gulf Coast. So if you want to see more snow than what you've seen in Salt Lake City, maybe plan a beach trip looks like you may have a better chance of seeing accumulating snow there, at least in the near term. All right, forecast for today in St. George. We get to the mid-60s this afternoon, sunshine and warm conditions. Meanwhile, along the Wasatch Front, those hazy skies out there, reduced air quality, low 40s expected across the area. St. George will be seeing that sunshine over the next 7 days. Highs go from the mid-60s down into the upper 50s, lows near freezing. Meanwhile, the Wasatch Front will be in the low 40s, jumping into the mid to upper 40s through next week. Listen.